let's go over to the West, where we've got a little bit more of a. I feel like the East is a mixed bag, while the West is kind of more of a set in stone thing. So let's talk about the Lakers. Like, why are they bad? I know that. Oh, oops.
Nice. Good job.
Look, I know my answer to why, but Ryan, I want to hear your answer because it's funny. No, I'm just kidding. I really want to hear your answer. I really do, because it's really a valid question, and people have different various takes on it. So go ahead.
Put me on the
What?
spot.
Yes, I am. You should be able to answer a question about the Lakers. We are exposing Ryan's NBA lack of knowledge. Just okay, guys.
Okay.
Like, Ryan doesn't know. Ryan needs to do his research. Okay, y'all throw hate comments at him. Anyway, I think the reason the Lakers are so bad is because during the summer when they traded for Russell Westbrook, I was like, what? And then now I'm still like, what? Don't get me wrong. I was having this conversation the other day. Russell Westbrook is still a top 50 player ever.
What?
And if anyone wants to debate me on that, come and see me, because I think he is still an incredible player. But he is in the twilight of his career, and he just doesn't fit in this team. He has to be the GOAT. He has to be he has to be the guy that drives the paint, scores points, gets boards, gets his teammates involved. He has to be the guy running the show, and I feel like in LA, LeBron runs the show. So I feel like that is the reason that the Lakers are bad and why Russ is playing so bad. But I also think that there's so much pressure that's put on him, and if you really look at his numbers, they're actually not that different from what they were last year. Just because there's so much pressure put on him and so many people paying attention to his mistakes, that he's just getting such scrutiny. And I think that the 2K's 79 overall rating, I don't know if you guys saw that, is so just freaking disrespectful. Ryan, what are you typing in the Discord chat right now? But I'm being go look up. Guys, let's talk about Russell Westbrook's numbers. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Russell Westbrook's numbers right now, and I'm gonna talk about Russell. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So another thing I was looking up is the NBA remaining strength of schedule, and the Lakers are on top of that list. Well, not on top. Milwaukee and Chicago,
they have the highest. Yes.
Yeah, they're third highest with 24 games left. They play the Suns twice, the Warriors twice, Sixers, the Mavs twice, Cavs once, and then the Jazz once. It's easy to see them just slipping out and not even making the play-in, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, the play-in for the West is very weak. None of the teams that come out of that are gonna do anything in the playoffs. Minnesota's not gonna do anything in the playoffs. As much as I like their team, as much as I like those three guys, it's a lot like the Raptors. They have no experience whatsoever, and I don't feel like that team is like gelled enough as a whole yet to be a consistent threat in the playoffs. The Clippers are just too injured. If Paul George is in, maybe they're a contender, but even that, missing Kawhi is just so, vital to the team that I don't see them making any headway in the playoffs. The Lakers, obviously we talked about that already. And then the Trailblazers, same thing with the Clippers. They're awful without Damian Lillard. It might in fact be worse than the Timberwolves. So, and then some teams that could sneak into the play-in, the Spurs and the Pelicans. The Pelicans, I could see seriously making a run for the play-in. But again, in terms of the play-in, their players just can't stay healthy to save their lives. So, and they have not a lot of depth though. So I don't think that. And then the Spurs, if they made it into the play-in, they literally would get destroyed in every facet, because their roster, I don't know how they're not at the bottom of the West. They have a bunch of young dudes. DeJounte Murray's a stud. Everyone else is a youngin' who's learning what they're doing. And with that, there's definitely a learning curve. But when you have Greg Popovich as a coach, you're always going to be in contention. But back to Russell Westbrook, because I really want to talk about this. He's averaging 18 points this season, which by no means is bad. I mean, it's obviously not what he did before. It's one of the lowest of his career. He's averaging less turnovers than he did in the past 7 seasons. He's still averaging 18, 8, and 8. So he's still averaging 8 assists and 8 boards per game. And on top of that, his efficiency barely went down from last year. His 3-point percentage went a little bit down, but he's not a good 3-point shooter. That's not what he's known for. His efficiency's gone down, but only slightly, and so have his minutes. So if you really look at it, last year people were saying, oh, Russ is, the second half of the season he was great. And I really think that he's not the problem in LA, and I feel like he's being the scapegoat and he's being blamed, if that makes any sense. I really think that he's not the issue. It's rather the roster, and if LeBron was gone from that team, they would automatically be poverty. For those of y'all that don't know, Ryan just sent that GIF, or a GIF, of Russell Westbrook.
It's a GIF.
It's GIF. Okay, shut up. It's GIF.
Where you at?
I usually say GIF. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna walk out right now.
I say GIF. I say GIF for the peanut butter.
I'm gonna walk out right now.
Exactly.
Y'all are terrible. Back to my point about Russ. He's not the problem. Okay. Anyways, what do you guys think about that? Because you let me run my.
Did y'all even listen to me?
Y'all didn't even listen to my Russ spiel, man.
No, that's that's not true. I was just gonna let Ryan go first.
Ryan, go.
I'm not gonna lie. Why are we gonna talk about Russell Westbrook?
Because it's important. Dude was averaging 32
I'm not gonna lie. Listen. You're sounding a lot like my teachers right now, and it's hard to pay attention. Boring me.
Bro, that's what Caitlin says. She says I lecture her about sports.
You said what? He's averaging 18, 8, and 8? See, I was listening.
He's averaging 18, 8, and 8, less turnovers than before, about the same efficiency. So, like, what's the difference between this year and last year? The assists and rebounds?
I don't know.
He willed the Washington Wizards into the playoffs last season.
Just be chemistry with his new team. LeBron obviously thinks he's all that.
Well, it could be, but he's. I mean, he is averaging a whole 4 points less, and that's actually it actually is like that is a good amount. Obviously, I guess it could be chemistry to an extent. Then you also look at the Lakers roster. They have a roster problem. They have like no depth at all. The guys coming off the bench, no shooting. They can't make a three to save their life. LeBron's not a good 3-point shooter. He's only clutch. He's just clutch. You know what I mean? It's just
not good.
Yeah. What, Russ?
No, LeBron.
LeBron, yeah, leaf fraud.
I could say like another problem
Leaf fraudulent.
could just be like there was a bunch of trade rumors that they were gonna get rid of Russell.
He's not like a superstar like they thought he'd be. Who couldn't have seen that coming? I mean, I saw the trade and I was like, what? Why would you trade 4 firsts and valuable players for Russell Westbrook at age 33? It just doesn't make any sense. And you already have LeBron, who basically runs the point already. And in addition to that, Anthony Davis. So you already have 2 dudes who aren't very good at shooting. And then you come in and you trade away the pieces that could shoot. KCP, Trez Harrell that's a very good, role player he used to have coming off the bench. And then Kyle Kuzma, like memes aside, he's a solid role player. And for first round picks that will probably be, honestly, next year lottery picks.